Hey, what's going on, YouTube? How are you? Hiker Dave here. I just went on a fantastic hike. It's beautiful today. It was like a high of 35 or 36. Really, really great hike. Made an awesome video that would have went viral. It would have had a zillion views, but it was so windy. It was horrible. I got back to my car and I went to kind of go through it to make sure it wasn't horrible. It was bad. It was really bad. You could barely hear what I was saying. But I feel that it's important enough, the subject, that I'm going to do it from the front seat of my vehicle. And I'm sorry for it. I apologize. It was a beautiful hike. I was out there. It was nice and comfortable. And I had a lot of thoughts just spinning around in my head, and I want to share them with you guys. And with the wind, what is that? My hair's sticking. Oh, God. My hair is just... Don't look at that. I have that little... Oh, God, that's not good. Okay. Anyways. So I was watching the other night. I'm going to get a bunch of comments on this. Let's take the name out of it. First, I was watching a live stream from Todd Standing. And so let's not all get up in an uproar here. I watch his videos. I like his input. I like what he has to say. I know that some of you disagree with his stuff. You think he's faking. You think he's hoaxing. That is beside the point of what I got out of the conversation and the things that he was talking about. So I got that out of the way. So go ahead and comment on it, I guess, if you want. But I only am saying I got some snippets of information from that live stream that got me thinking about some stuff. By the way, I back Todd Standing. I think what he's doing is awesome, and I'm going to get killed for saying that. I know that I am. I've had comments saying, I cannot believe you just said that. I'm going to get them. I guarantee it. I'm going to have people talk about my hair sticking up. Oh, God. So now a subject had come up. Somebody asked him a question, and they said, the subject was something about Bigfoot and how it eats and hunts and stuff like that. And he had mentioned something that really kind of made sense to me, that Bigfoot is not going to just hunt, kill, and eat everything in its environment, because it understands the ecosystem and the way things work, right? So, like, for instance, it's not going to kill out all the snowshoe hare or rabbits in its area, because then that hurts the fox. That in turn hurts the wolf or coyote. That in turn hurts, you know what I mean? It snowballs into something that can hurt the ecosystem. And I believe that they're intelligent enough to understand that. I think they have existed for thousands of years because they understand this kind of thing. And another thing that I kind of got out of it. So it was something, I don't remember how the topic came up. And I've had a couple comments about this on my channel as well, about me going out and hiking, and you carry a gun and one in a pipe and a rifle and all this, you know, a 10 gauge shotgun and this and that. I have a theory on that I'm not going to have a rifle over my shoulder, not in my area. When I go up north and hiking up in New Hampshire in my brother's area, from time to time, I may carry a rifle, one of his rifles, and strictly for bear. That's it. And so to kind of come back from that, I am not going to walk around here with a rifle over my shoulder. I don't feel that's needed. To say, now I carry protection with me, concealed protection with me, readily available. And that is for reasons of unknown, of other people. Really, it's other people and coyotes, just other reasons. I don't carry a firearm to protect myself from Bigfoot. I carry protection to protect myself from other creatures in the woods, namely not Bigfoot. Now, if I need it, I've got it. I'm a firm believer, and I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So, and like that got me thinking as well. When I was a kid, I walked everywhere as a kid, and you know, in my mid-teens, late teens, I walked everywhere, and I often found myself walking home in the middle of the night down the street, and you know, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I would have a dog come charging out of someone's yard or front yard, and coming right at me, and it wasn't a happy to see me bark. It was coming at me aggressively, and I had learned over time, don't run, don't act frightened, to relax, stand your ground, and the dog will sense you're not a threat. I wholeheartedly believe that dogs can sense fear. Now, if you believe that a dog can sense fear, why in the world would you ever think that something as intelligent or as smart, potentially, possibly, my theory, like a Sasquatch, that heightened awareness wouldn't be magnified times 1,000? That a Sasquatch can really sense your intention, sense your fear, whether you don't care, whether you're there to hunt. That's my theory on that. And so to a lot of people that say you're crazy, you're going out there alone, you're an idiot. And I don't mean that. Some people will say, you know, not even in a bad way. Take somebody with you. Don't go alone. Carry a gun. All this stuff. There's a reason why I go out alone by myself. And it is because of what I take in when I'm out in the forest, exploring, that freedom that I feel. Some kind of relief that I get to be way out there and me with Mother Nature. I used to think me against Mother Nature, but that is not the case. I've learned that while hiking a couple of snowstorms, that it's not me against Mother Nature. That's a loss. You can't do it. You can't beat Mother Nature. So if you can, in harmony, coexist with Mother Nature, be prepared, have things in case you need them. That's how I approach really this whole thing. Because this is not just me hiking out in the forest looking for Bigfoot. I believe my odds of seeing a Bigfoot are extremely low, like just not good at all. But I also believe the more I go into an area, the more that they potentially, my theory, the more that they see me, the more they know my intentions, maybe that increases my odds a little bit, right? Again, this is stuff that goes through my mind. And the video that I just deleted because you couldn't hear it because of the wind whipping through the woods, it was way better than this one. You should have seen it. It was awesome. You guys would have loved it. But anyways, so that was a couple of things that kind of I gleaned from watching Todd Standing's live stream or whatever we're calling that. And I understand that Todd Standing is a subject touchy that a lot of people kind of, you know, there is one side or the other. There's very few that are in between with that. But regardless of whether you think Todd Standing's stuff is real or fake or hoaxed or he's a joke, some of the things he talks about are interesting, right? Either way, that, you know, even if he's trying to bamboozle all of us, there are still some talking points that can be taken from his stuff. So one of them, again, was that ecosystem type thing that it's just not out there eating every single thing it sees or killing everything around it. It has to self-preservation. The reason why it's still around and still exists today is because it's that intelligent to know, to not just wipe out everything in its area. So another thing that he spoke about, which I found really interesting, whether you agree with his stuff or not, still I got a lot of stuff that it made me think about the younger Bigfoot, the female Bigfoot, and the adult, in control, in charge Bigfoot, that their actions and reactions are completely different. And I have to feel like I agree with that. It's almost like in our society, it's kind of like the same, you know. So for instance, he mentioned, and whether you believe it or not, I just feel that it makes sense to me. Whether I believe it or not, it just makes sense to me that a younger one would be more inclined to approach you a little closer, where a dominant male will chase you out of an area. And I think too, a female may be more aggressive than an adult male, or I'm not even sure about that. Like, as I said it, I wasn't sure about it, but I'm just bouncing stuff off you guys. And, you know, to think that all Sasquatch act and react the same, I don't agree with that. Really interesting stuff. It never ends for me. I did a video about the rabbit hole, and it was early in my channel, and I had talked about a story of this guy out in the Midwest, or I forget where it was. Might have been Kentucky, Wood Booger Farms. I think it might have been, but it was these three guys were on a live stream, and they're talking about the Bigfoot in their area. And they're talking about them like, no question, this is how the ones act near my house. So they weren't talking about whether they're real or not. And this guy tells a story about a Bigfoot all around his garden and all this stuff, picking apples and peaches, pears, or what have you on his property. And one year he had a really bad year and the yield was not good. And the Bigfoot in his area was not happy. And this guy was asleep at night, and the Bigfoot came in his house. And he woke up to the Sasquatch at the foot of his bed. And there was a big old ruckus, and they were fighting each other. And the guy was like, get the hell out of my house. He's screaming at him. That was a big battle, right? Well, the guy got knocked out, and he comes to, and his whole house is destroyed, right? So the Bigfoot like knocked down his refrigerator, was tearing cabinets off the wall, and I guess it bit his finger off while they were scuffling in the bedroom. So, but you know, I laugh at that, right? And I thought it was funny, and I thought that was like the deepest part of the rabbit hole I was going to enter into. Oh boy, I couldn't have been more mistaken. So this subject, it just seems to never end. It's like this big vortex of it never ends. It goes off in so many different directions that it makes your head spin. So I try to latch on here and there to different little snippets that I get from people and stuff like that. And I'm having a blast doing it. I really am having fun. And I hope you guys are enjoying the ride as well. I make these videos, and some of them, they're not that great. The content's not that good. I'll go out hiking, and there's nothing really to be seen, and I'm just jawing and jabbering and you know, sharing with you guys my thoughts. And I think that that's important. I think that we should share more thoughts on what's your theory? You know, what do you think on that theory of that Sasquatch won't eat up all of its ecosystem and leave itself with squat for the next year? You know, that's very important. Things like that. I think that the more that we share with each other, I think the closer that we'll come to understanding the species. Thank you so much, guys, for coming by. I really do appreciate it. I wish I could have shown you the video that I had, because it would have gone viral. And don't pay attention to this part of the... that is not good. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for coming by, and I'll definitely see you guys on the next one.